Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am DJ Bayou Sugar. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. If not, welcome back. Okay, good. It has let us know that we are live on YouTube, which is good. Let me make sure I have up my chat so I can see my comments. And I should be able to see my comments here on TikTok. Let me pull that up. Give me 1 second, y'all, as I get here. As you guys are coming in, I ask that you go ahead and, do those preliminaries. Hit the like button, share me out. If you're on the TikTok side, grab your heart me, tap that screen. If you like what you're seeing or hearing, please don't forget to share me out. Just making sure I got everything together. And for those of you on the YouTube side, hey, I'm biased. Welcome in, Queen. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Unbiased LLC. I can't believe I caught you live. I've been busy. Oh, thank you for being here. Yeah, I got this echo on my phone. Let me see if I can mute it here. I might have to mute here. Let me figure this out. Okay. Uh-oh. That ain't right. Okay. What about now? Is there an echo now, unbiased? Hey, Donzel, welcome in. Welcome in. Let me know if there's an echo on you guys' side now. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me and see me. And let me know if there's an echo. I believe you guys should be able to hear me at this point because I'm using the mic off of my phone. No echo, that's better. Okay, good. What I am doing is streaming from two different devices only because, thank you, Unbiased. Thank you, Dunzel. Only because um, I can't see the chat. I cannot see the um, TikTok chat. I'm using a streaming software called Restream, and it's not combining my TikTok chat in Restream. I only can see my YouTube chat in in Restream. So I can see y'all, but I can't see. I can see my TikTok chat, but I can't highlight it like I highlight my YouTube comments. So anybody that's joining me on the TikTok side, um, I can't see your comments. Well, I can see your comments, but I can't put them up on the screen. Okay. So don't feel some kind of way if I don't put your comment up on the screen. It's not that I'm trying to hide y'all over there. I will recognize your comments and read them and recognize that you're in the building, but I just cannot um, put them on the screen because they're not in the streaming software that I'm using. But I thank y'all for being here. So, uh, think I got the preliminaries out of the way. If this is your first time here, welcome in. If not, welcome back. I am Bayou Sugar, also known as DJ Bayou Sugar, where I am on TikTok and YouTube currently, where I do gardening and we do play music. This live right here is about gardening. And the topic that we'll be covering today mainly is companion planting, but we'll cover our bases for other things as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share me out. And what else I need to say? Don't forget to share me out. Hit that like button and comment back and forth. If you got any gardening questions, put them in the chat. I promise you I will get to them. We'll get that done. So for those of you who are new to gardening, which is mainly the people over here on TikTok, I wanted to share with you guys the things that I'm doing getting ready for my summer garden, because some of you if you haven't done it, you're in the process of doing it, or you're getting ready to do it, or you're thinking about doing it. So I want to take you guys along with me so that you can see what I do and mimic what I do or understand what I do so that you can have a better understanding of gardening. I have to start going live on TikTok. I feel yeah, I'm just starting too. And this, if I can find me an app or a software that I can go live on both that throws in, it shoots it out to both audiences and put all the comments in one place, then it will be easier for me. But especially since I play music. So right now I'm finding it hard. I'm having to get the quality of the live, to have the live at the quality that I want it to be. I'm having to go live on 2 different devices. So yeah, that's what I'm having to do. And I don't want to have to do that, but I'm working through it. I'm getting it together. But and I'm pretty sure you will too, unbiased. You'll get it together. It's a feel like I'll be juggling a lot. So yeah. But I enjoy teaching. Y'all know me over on YouTube. I enjoy sharing knowledge that I learned with other people. Because for me, I feel like when I don't know something, I go and try to seek out the knowledge. And there's no app for that. TT is its only platform. They don't like. I'm finding out, man. Thank you for telling me. So I'm gonna be on the struggle bus for a little while. Either I'll have to pick what days they don't like to share. I have to pick what days I'm gonna go live and on each one. But because you guys on YouTube, I feel like my audience is a little bit more advanced on YouTube, so I can kind of just shoot y'all a short or a video or do like a premiere, and y'all will understand some of the stuff that I do. I don't have to like do the beginnings, but I can still share it just in case some of us need refreshers. But the ones on TikTok, they like fairly new to gardening. And so they taking notes and asking questions. And so I'm giving them as much as I can. And just trying to imagine trying to see and share on 2 different cameras. And I know, I see what you be going through on bias, because you gotta share. You talking to one camera, but then at the same time, you sewing and showing them on oh yeah, that's a headache. I don't see how you do it. Yeah, I feel your pain now. I don't see how you do it, because I ain't gonna be able to do this. Get somebody else to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna have to split y'all up. We're gonna be doing one live each. I see somebody on this day and see somebody on another day, and we just gonna have to get it together like that. Cause no ma'am, I can't do it. I mean, I'm a little ADHD, and I could, my attention level, could be all over the place, but that's mind-boggling. But anywho, we are going to get into talking about companion planting and different things today, because I want to get this out to the people on TikTok if they are able to join the live, and if not, I will have this to be able to post a video for them later for them to see and explain things to them. But I try to go live so that they can see it in real time and then ask the questions, because it's nothing like being able to ask the questions while somebody's going over something. You can get the answers while your brain is thinking about it, instead of having to go back and watch a video and then you got a question, you got to type it in the comments, and then you got to wait for them to get back to you, which might be a long time before you need the answer. So that's why I try to go live, and then when they miss it, I post the video so they can catch the information. But thank y'all for joining me. What is this number 2 up here? Let me see. Oh, for my cameras. Okay. So my last live, what we did was we planted seeds. I showed them how to plant seeds, and I showed y'all how to do the snail roll. So we planted seeds the regular way, using the seed pod and dirt, and then we did the snail roll. That was my first time doing the snail roll. And if you haven't, I'm not a fan of TikTok. Look, a lot of people not, and I'm not either, but the only reason why I ended up breaking down and going ahead and getting a TikTok account was because Big Rooster was like, yeah, you should do your music. Y'all know I like music, right? And so he encouraged me to do that. Now that I have more freedom to do my Sugar Shack on TikTok. So that was my initial plan, to get on TikTok and do my Sugar Shack. But with doing that on TikTok, you got to engage with other people. TikTok is kind of different from YouTube. TikTok, to me, it stresses engagement. So you can't just go on there and do your own stuff. You got to go around and visit other people and support them. And that's how they, in turn, reward you for your, what they call is engagement. And so with me engaging and going around finding different people, to me, it seems like I'm finding my tribe. You're going around finding people with like minds that, that are like you, that talk about stuff that you might be interested in, or their channel is about things that you might just don't mind hanging out with. And going around doing that, I found that there was a lot of questions, and people wanted to know how to eat healthy. They wanted to do gardens. They wanted to learn how to, I have to watch my words. They wanted to learn how to eliminate certain diseases or ailments that they have, and they wanted to learn how to do that naturally, and were curious if it really works or if there's ways to do that. So the more I went around into, hey Netta, welcome in, thank you for being here, I appreciate you. The more I went around into different communities, the more I realized that there is a great need for the information that I have, and I plan to share it. I'm trying to see, is my comments coming through? Hold up. I don't think it says please log in. I don't think I am logged into TikTok. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, there was a need for that information. Oh, I'm not even logged in. That might be why I can't see the comments. I apologize for anybody that's on TikTok. Let me log in so I can see y'all comments. I probably just skipped all over a lot of people on TikTok, and don't cuss me out. Because I literally couldn't see y'all. I thought I was logged in, but I wasn't. So let me log in. I wonder if it'll let me see my own live while I'm logged in. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to get this stuff together. And in doing that, sometimes you can't really get stuff together until you're learning on the fly. Okay, I'm in. Let me see. Okay. In my own live. Okay. Hey, LGG, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And LP, hey, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. All of y'all on the YT side. Okay. Well, I'll see, but I'm not sure why I'm not seeing my comments on TikTok. Hold on, let me check my phone. Okay, let's see. Okay, I spoke to LGG. Hey, Breeze, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Quick microphone check, guys. Put in a one in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me and see me, because I left for a minute to go and check my TikTok stuff to make sure they can hear me over there. But thank you guys for being here. So without further ado, we're gonna get on ahead with the live so that I can get this information out. Hey, so I am okay. I can see my comment. Hey, Cena on the TikTok side. Will they let me highlight that? Nope. So I got Cena on the TikTok side. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let me go back. So we're gonna go ahead. Thank you, Breeze, for letting me know that the I am. Yay. Okay. I see people coming in now. Okay, I can see y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in, Nate. Those of you who are on the TikTok side, remember to grab your daily heart me and engage however you would like. Tap that screen, make it do what it do. So what we're gonna do is talk about our companion planning today. Was it your birthday? No, this was. I just never took this down for my birthday celebration, and I just never took it down. So no, it wasn't my birthday, Breeze. Just yeah, you know how we do. in the hood. We still got Christmas lights on the house. It just stay around up all year round, and we turn them on when it's time for Christmas. That's just the way it is over here. That's just how it is. So I wanted to share with you guys companion planning, especially for my TikTok users, and to let you guys know that you can't. I'm not gonna say you can't just go out there and plan anything, but I want to advise you, and not only to my TikTok users, but those of you who are on YouTube YT. That might be what I need to say. Those of you on YT, I need to refresh y'all to remember to not go out there in them gardens, especially if you're planting in ground and you're planting things really close together. You want to be careful what you plant near what, because everything doesn't agree with each other. Okay, you can't plant everything together. There are certain things that I'm gonna say hate. There's certain things that don't like other things, certain things that don't go well with other things. That's just like in life. Like you got some people that you like and some people you don't like. And plants are just like people. They got certain plants that don't want to sit by. You don't want to sit by them because they're gonna talk too much, or they grab it, they touch it, they stink, whatever, for whatever reason. You just got certain people you just don't want to be around, certain types of energy they don't want to be around. Plants are just like that. Certain plants don't want to be by certain plants because this plant requires something that requires the same thing, and if we both trying to get the same thing and in the same place, they don't know how to share. They don't want to share, put it like that. One of them might take a little bit more and not leave nothing for the other one. So it's things like that, reasons like that, why you don't want to put certain plants by each other. And so I'm going to share that with you. I have a map that I'm going to share with you so that you guys can see that. Before I do that, I wanted to share, I mentioned on my last live about the grow zones and how you guys can go about finding your grow zone. And I told you to go to the USDA, .gov website, and that will show you how to find your grow zone. So I'm going to share my screen. I am going to be on the USDA plant hardiness website to show you how to find your grow zone. So let me share my screen, and hopefully by the time I put it up on there, it'll be loaded up and you guys will be able to see it. So let's do side by side. Okay, so you guys can see that. Let's see what you're looking at on the TikTok. So, buy yourself a farmer's that too. Bree said you can buy yourself a farmer's almanac. Okay. TikTok just lags behind just a little bit, but I just want to make sure that it's showing what you see. Okay. So on the if you go to USDA.gov, or if you go to USDA.gov and you look for plant hardiness, or you just go to Google and type in USDA plant hardiness, that's HARDINES, plant hardiness, it'll pull up this map. Or you could just type in plant hardiness.ars.usda.gov and you can get it there. This shows you the grow zones of the whole United States. And if you are trying to find your specific grow zone, you can see at the top here where my cursor is, where they have this blue magnifying glass. In this button, this search box, you can put in your zip code. And once you put in your zip code, it will zone in to your area so that you would know exactly what grow zone you are in. And that is very important for you to know, because you need to, that tells you what you can grow at what time. Depending on what season you're in, that'll tell you what you can grow at the certain times of year. So I am going to put in just a random zip code. So I put in a zip code 70809 and I press search, and it says 70809 is Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and the hardiness zone is given the hardiness zones um, for the past couple of years. So, and it says that that zip code is zone 9A. Okay. Now, the first option you can, it says click to zoom. You can click and it'll zoom in on that particular area. So I clicked on it and you can see it zooming in real time on that area. It's just taking a second to load up. While we loading up, I hope you guys have had your chance to go to the website and check out your actual grow zone. Oh, I might have to zoom out of this. It might. Yeah, it just went down to the color. I need y'all to be like finite on it. Let me zoom out. See if I can zoom out. I thought maybe it was just loading up, but it went all the way in. It should like show like the streets and everything, but it is not. Okay, there we go. Zoom out. It's just taking a while to load up, but it's coming, and it's partially probably because I have a lot of things open on my computer. I think I lost y'all over on the TikTok side. Let's see. Let me just make sure that I still have everybody here. I think I may have lost the TikTok side because it says loading. Okay, they still here. Hey, DJ Ron, welcome in. Okay, you see it? Thank you. See, I don't know why it's glitching on my side. Okay, yeah, I'm having some kind of. Let me close some stuff out. Maybe that'll help me out. So let me close this out. And I could close that out. Okay. I think I just had too many things open and running to where it makes it go really slow. But thank y'all for letting me know. Y'all can see the map. He said, "Oh, this is really detailed. Thanks, Ryu Sugar. You are so welcome, Breeze. You are so welcome. Like I say, y'all know me. When I find out something and I got information, y'all know I'm a shed. I'm a shed. Everybody gonna know. Everybody gonna know. Everybody and their mama gonna know. Okay, so y'all see, it really don't take that long for once you put it in and it zoom in to where you are. It don't take that long. My computer just was taking long because I had a whole bunch of stuff open in the background. But this is how it looks. It zooms in to that area that you say that you are in, and that's how it knows what's your zone. Okay, and then if you look at the corner of the map, which I am in the way, my picture is in the way, but in this top right corner, exactly where I am, is the legend, and that legend tells you you are my twin. I love to share. Yep, we are definitely twins. We are definitely twinning, LGG. But I am covering up the legend that is right here above me. The legend actually goes down behind me, and I'm in the way. Y'all can't see it. Let me see if I can switch myself around on the view so y'all can see. Mm, maybe if I do this, but then y'all can't see a whole map. Nope. Maybe if I do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now I got it. Now I got it. Okay, so y'all see in the bottom right hand corner, that's the legend. That's the map. And that map tells you um, your temperatures, your average temperatures. Tells you how low it gets and how high it gets in those areas. And that is important for you because certain plants do not like certain temperatures. They won't survive, or you might have to do some extra stuff to help them to survive in those different kind of temperatures. Okay, so that's why it's important for you to know your grow zone. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out and find out where exactly you are, because you don't want to go and get these plants or trees or things that survive in Florida and you are not prepared to be able to do what the extra things that you need to do to get these things to survive, and not only survive but to be able to produce the fruit or the vegetables that you want. Okay, so you can use that, and don't forget, you don't only have to do this on the internet, but Breeze also mentioned that you can buy your own farmer's almanac, and it is in there as well. So he mentioned that, buy the farmer's almanac, and you can find out additional information as well as your grow zones by using the farmer's almanac. Hey, Nikki, I just scrolled and I saw you. There you go. The everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Welcome in. She said, hey, I've been running the streets all afternoon long. Just turned on the television and watching In the Bushes. Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate you for being here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Is my girl in here too? Hey, Carbon Q. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. She's speaking to everybody. Thank you for your support, Carbon. All righty. So now that's just a recap from last live. So what we are here for today is to share companion planting. So let me share my screen with you on that. So here on your screen now, you should be seeing a chart that shows you um, different vegetables and fruits that are good to be planted with each other. So in the first column, it tells you the plant, and then it tells you in the second column, good companions. That means good things that'll be good for you to plant next to that, next to that particular plant. And then it also tells you bad companions, which is things that you should not plant next to that plant. Okay. So let's take the first row, for instance. See if I can blow this up a little bit in case some of y'all, got bad eyesight like me. I got on glasses, but half the time, sometimes I still can't see that good, right? So we need a little extra help. So, see in the first column, it says beans, right? I see the chart. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate you. Let's see. I planted. What do you say, Breeze? You planted. I planted. Oh, he's talking to Nikki. He planted the nasturtiums Nikki was talking about. Okay, so in the first column, it tells you that if you're going to plant any kind of beans, it doesn't say specifically, but any kind of beans, good things that you want to plant next to the beans or things that'll be good to plant close to the beans or around the beans is maize. Maize or maize, however you want to pronounce it. That's basically another word for corn. So you can do that. Sunflowers are good to plant next to them. Lavender, cabbage, cucumbers, strawberries, and Lord, let me make that big. Oh, let me put my glasses. I don't even know what this word is. BRINJAL. That's a fruit or vegetable that I ain't heard of before. But Google is my friend. I'm about to find out what it is. Hey, I'm finna see right now. Let's see. Unless somebody tell me in the chat before I get to it. What is BAN? How you spell it? BANJAL. BANJAL wait a minute. Plant. Oh, it's eggplant. Another name for eggplant. Oh, you learn something different, something new every day. Did somebody say it in the chat? Let me see. Did anybody say it? No, nobody said nothing. See if on the YouTube, I see the chart. So eggplant. So you can plant any kind of beans next to eggplant, cabbage, lavender, sunflowers, cucumbers, and strawberries. Okay. What you don't want to plant it next to, see, this is in the bad column, is onions, garlic, and fennel. All right. Keep that in mind when you're planting your beans. Don't put any onion, garlic, or fennel next to your beans. Okay. And I know a lot of us like to do the pest deterrent. So we got garlic and onions all over our garden. And let me just say, I did not do my disclaimer before I got started. I needed to say that do your own research. Don't just go off of what I am saying. You go in there and do your own research and find out for yourself. Okay? Let's see. Breeze said, oh, yep, that's eggplant. Eggplant. Yep. Breeze said it. Breeze has said it. Yep. So you can't plant. It's a suggestion. Certain things are not, all things are not written in stone. But this is just from, their research and their experience. This is them giving you advice on what's not to plant. Yep, you and Carbon said eggplant. Y'all got it right. Thanks, Dunzel. Thank you. Let's see. Let me get back to my chat. Y'all got it right. So you do not want to plant those next to beans. And like I was saying, when we do our pest deterrents, we have garlic and onions all over our garden. So you want to be careful with that, because if you have trouble with, you know, your beans growing or whatever, it could be because you might want to think about if you got some onions or garlic planted next to it, or some fennel. All right. The next thing we have, let me see. I'm going to do something that we all like to do. So I would call this the brassica section right here, where they got the broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and kale. So good things to plant by them. Aromatic plants, which are like flower plants that smell really good. You can also plant some dill, sage, rosemary, potatoes, beetroots, celery, garlic, onions, and geranium. You can plant all of that next to your brassicas. But what you do not want to plant next to your brassicas is tomatoes, which for me, I'm usually not growing tomatoes at the same time I'm doing brassicas. Because down here it gets too hot. It gets too hot to grow tomatoes in, after, like in June. Like it's a slim chance you're gonna get tomatoes. Now that plant gonna be pretty and green, but you're not gonna get no fruit on it. It's gonna continue to grow and put on leaves and branches, but no fruit, no flowers are gonna develop. It's just gonna grow. So what I have decided to do in learning that, I usually start my seeds for tomatoes as soon as the frost date is over in my zone 9. But I wasn't here when the frost date ended. So what I did this season, knowing that I only have like until a few more weeks, and then I'm gonna be trying it out in June to see how far I can go, I went and got me some starts. And the starts that I have, they already have flowers on it. Yeah, he said, yeah, it's too hot for brassicas out here. Yep. So I just went and brought starts, because if I would have started my tomatoes from seed, there's no way I would have had enough time to get any tomatoes. It just wouldn't have happened because it's too hot. So by the time I start doing my brassicas, usually I do those, during the fall and winter months. However, you can grow like your mustards and your collards and some cabbages, all year round. So I do plan to grow some of them for the first time. This will be my first time this year growing them during this season. And they tell me that the coldness makes the greens sweeter, but you can grow them all year round. So I'm gonna try and see, and I'll let y'all know, how it goes, especially with the taste, and if they're a little bit more bitter or if they're tougher or whatever. But supposedly according to research, you're able to grow those year round. So, I'm gonna let y'all know because I'm gonna try it. But when I do grow them, I'll only be doing like mustards, collards, and some cabbage. I'm not gonna be doing no. Those are the only ones that I can do right now that can go year round. But I won't plant them by my tomatoes, especially because if they continue to grow, then I'll be growing them all seasons. I'm gonna have my tomatoes somewhere where once they're done, I can pick them up and succession plant, put something right there in that spot when I pick them up. So I won't be planting them by my tomatoes. You cannot plant near your brassicas. You don't want to do any pole or runner beans. Which this is just trying to see. Yeah, pole or runner beans. Now this thing here. So if you look back up at the top, it told you that cabbage is a good companion right here for beans, right? But don't get confused, because this says Specifically, pole runner beans are bad companions for cabbage. Pole or runner beans. Okay? So don't plant your pole or runner beans next to any cabbage. And peppers are not good for your brassicas. Don't plant your peppers by your brassicas, which some of y'all might plant peppers in the fall. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay. And let me see. We're gonna go down. Let me give y'all a second to look at this chart. And I'm just gonna pick out a few things that are most common during this time of the year that we're growing. So corn is another one. Y'all see that? So your corn, you can plant that near your sunflowers, your amaranth, your beans, your peas, other kind of legumes, pumpkins, squash, cucumbers, melons, and other cucurbits like cucumbers, cucamelons, parsley. Those are good things to plant with your corn. You don't want to plant these things by your corn. Your cabbage, your tomato, or celery. Don't plant that with your corn. It's bad companions, according to them. All right. A lot of us do the onions and the garlic, right? So, onions and garlic. We do these all around our garden for pest deterrent to keep the pest away from our garden or particular plants. So it says, now this is not written in stone. This is just from some research and from other people's experience, but doesn't mean that it is 100% accurate. It's not the Bible. Sometimes you might find it might work in your area, and sometimes you may find not. But if you are experiencing some issues with your plants, you might want to keep this in the back of your head. This might be why that you're having issues with your onions and your garlic or anything. So some good companions, you want to plant your onions and garlics next to or close to your carrots, your beetroots, that's your beets, your strawberries, cabbage, tomatoes, and lettuce. Okay. You don't want to plant it next to your peas, your beans. We said that already about the beans, parsley, and your leeks. All right. So be careful with planting your onion and garlic around your peas and your beans, parsley, and leeks. All right. Peppers. A lot of us gonna do peppers this season. So peppers are good to be planted by tomatoes, geranium, basil, carrot, and onions. Let's see. LGG says, let me pause right there. She says, I have grown brassicas all year long. They have slow growth in deep winter, spring, they take off. They are flowering now. Okay. So she grow her brassicas all year long. Yeah, they do grow slow in the winter for me. I haven't grown it in the spring or or summer. So LGG is letting you guys know what has happened for her in her area. She grew them all year long. They grow pretty fast in the spring, and I would imagine because of the cold temperature, that's why it's slow growth. But you got that sunshine that gives everything a boost of growth. Everything grow fast. I would say this is a good confidence booster for new gardeners, but it could be discouraging too because it's a lot of work during the summer. If you're going to do gardening, I wouldn't recommend that your first garden be summer garden because it's a confidence booster when you see things grow, but it's a lot of work, a lot more work to be done, and then the temperatures are hot. I would recommend you do a spring or fall to get started because it's not as much work, and then the progress of your plants, you're able to see it rather quickly. LGG says, I am in zone 7B and I don't have to drop seed. They reseed. Ooh. So y'all on TikTok, I hope y'all see that that's confirmation. She say they reseed themselves. They reseed themselves. So we talked about that. If you buy seeds once, you should not have to be buying seeds again because your plants will give you seeds. All right, y'all can see. It wasn't just me saying that. Got other gardeners that's confirming that. Carmen say, "Oh Lord, I just started." Carmen, you ain't late. You ain't late, honey. I just started too. I've been out of town, and I just started too. This is the time where you start doing for your summer. I just dropped seeds. Oh, don't make me lie. A few days ago. I don't know exactly how many days. Might have been 2, might have been 3. I don't know. But I just dropped seeds a few days ago. I dropped peppers. I dropped corn. I dropped okra. I dropped beans. But I have a longer growing season. So I don't know about your growing season. So hopefully, depending on how long your growth season is how that'll let you know if you're in trouble or not, if your stuff will make it through the whole growing season. Because if you got a short growing season, then you might have to bring stuff inside or put it in the greenhouse. But if you in ground, I don't know, that's gonna be between you and the good Lord. That's gonna be between you and him. He may give you some time to get your stuff together. And with the way this weather is, it's really crazy. So you never know. You never know. But I just started too. But like I said, I have a longer growing season. And so I have time for, especially like okra, I got time to let that okra grow until snow hits the ground. Because it's going to be a couple months. I'm going to be growing okra from here to kingdom come. As long as that plant keep going, I'm going to let it keep going. Let's see. She says, today I am picking seasoning lemon balm and scallions to grind up to wet seasoning. Ooh, that's nice. That's one thing I'm trying to do in my garden this summer is do a whole lot of herbs. I did a lot of herbs and processing herbs last fall, so I got to replenish. I want to get a back stock. I got a good stock, but I want to get a back stock. So that's what one of my goals is. 7, you in 7, I'm in Tennessee. Oh, okay. Well, you got some time. You got some time, Carmen. Yeah, all is not lost. You got time. Not as long as most southern states, but you got time. Yeah, you got time. Especially with the heat. Yeah, you got time. And then y'all don't get triple digits. So yeah, you should be cool. LGG say it is important to harvest your yield. If we don't harvest, the pests will come. Yes. So if you don't harvest your stuff and you let it sit there and rot on there, it will attract the pests and they will come get it. And some things you can harvest before it gets ripe and you can let it finish ripening in the house. So you can deter the pests from getting it first and you'll be able to get it first. You can get as much of it as you can first before they get into it. But you know, I hear hands in the dirt, and a lot of other of our gardeners say like J3 too, say if you don't see the pests eating it, then you don't want it. That's an indication that it's something that you should eat. If they not eating it, then that means something wrong with it. So we want to see some pests as an indicator of, you welcome, Carmen, as an indicator of, you know, what we doing is right. Because if they want it, then that means something, you doing something right. If they don't want it, you better be side-eyeing it, pull that up and throw that away. So that is some of the companion planting companion planting that you could be doing with the peppers, potatoes. I know some of you already should have your potatoes in the ground already. Calendula is a herb that I did last year. Oh my God, let me tell you guys. If you have mosquitoes in your area, like in my area, so I got to get back used to these mosquitoes out here because the mosquitoes out here is horrible. You can make you a salve that cures. Oh, let me wash my mouth. That will make your. You know how when a mosquito bites you and you get that little whelp. I get those little whelps or those little small little raised bubbles on your skin where they bit you. Well, if you make your salve using calendula, what kind of oil did I use? Um, I use almond. Did I use almond oil? Calendula, almond oil, and get you some organic beeswax. Make you a salve out of that. And once you rub that on the bite, within a couple of hours, that bite will be gone. When you put the salve on that, it won't even itch anymore and it'll be gone. Like usually when I get bit by mosquitoes, those webs stay on there for at least 24 hours. But when you put that salve on there, it's gone. So let me see what LGG says. She says, will there be a Tennessee meetup? I need to know in advance. Want to check your... Oh, she's talking to Carmen. My bad. I'm just putting all y'all business in the street. Let's see. LP says, that's tricky because I've heard healthy plants are a deterrent to pests. Could be. Healthy plants are a deterrent to pests. Maybe the smell. Well, yeah, some healthy plants are a deterrent to pests because the reason that we plant the onions and the garlic in the garden is it's the smell of those onions and garlic deters certain pests. So yeah, it can go that way. So healthy plants can deter certain pests, and then rotting plants can attract certain pests. So yeah. She says some pests are actually more attracted to weak plants. Yep, they are. And just like, I mean, the garden is just like the world, basically. Um, different things, different, like we have the saying that says different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks. Um, it's the garden is like that. So different things for different plants. Just because I can, and I'm just hypothetical. Well, I'm gonna look at my chart. Just because I can plant um, onions next to my strawberries doesn't mean that onions will work next to another plant. You know, you have to learn what is good, what that pest or whatever pest problem that you're having in your garden. You have to do your research and find out what attracts that particular pest, and then look in your garden and see, do you have that? That is why that plant is in, that pest is in there. So each is a ton of different pests in the garden. So you do have to do your research to see what they like and what is attracting them there, because it's really different for each one. It's no one set thing that attracts all, all pests. So you do have to do your research to see. LP says, check out the brick scale for tomatoes and such. Supposedly, the higher the number, the higher the sugar content. Huh? And some pests can't break down the sugar. So it might be if the pests like it, we shouldn't. What? The higher the sugar content, The higher sugar content, some pets can't break down their sugar. So, okay, I can see how that is because we technically, in doing our research with all of this, changing our diets and things, we know that high contents of sugar in the human body is not good. So, and it causes diseases for us. That is the common culprit for all diseases in the human body. So, high sugar content is not because we can't break we can't break it down when our sugar levels are up. So, thank you for making that comment, um, LP. It goes in combination to us. So if it's not good for the pests. The pests don't like it because they know they can't break it down and it's gonna make them sick. So if they not eating it, then again, like I said, we shouldn't be eating it. If they don't like it, we shouldn't like it. So I'm definitely gonna check out that brick scale for tomatoes. That's good information. Thank you, LP. I had never heard of that. But like I said, in trying to eat healthy and doing research and learning other things, we learned that we need to decrease our sugar intake. We don't need to be intaking sugar, period, that is not natural sugar. And so ingesting too much sugar is not good for you, even if it's natural sugar. And then that leads me to believe from your comment that if they're not taking the if they're avoiding the tomatoes because of, I'm gonna have to do some research and find out because now you got my brain clicking. If they're avoiding the tomatoes because of the sugar, it makes me wonder what type of sugar is in those tomatoes that those bugs are not eating. If we're told that it's all natural sugar in the actual tomato that's grown in the ground, is there a way to where there's unnatural sweeteners in like um, a different kind of tomato? Are there different kinds of tomatoes? Let's say if a tomato was made in it's a GMO, and we so happen to get those seeds, and then we grow that seed, and it grows a plant, and it grows a tomato that has unnatural sugar in it. Huh? I'm gonna say that for another time. y'all got you got my brain going, LP. You got my brain going. But that's a good um observation. That's a good statement. So Carmen's, no, that's not Carmen. Oh, that's y'all too. Let's see. Uh she says, so LP says, I'm not entirely sure it's necessarily bad sugar and that higher bricks is actually a healthier food. Well, we're gonna do our research on that and find out. Right. See? That's what I'm saying. You said then you got my mind going. I need to do some research too. If I got it right, it's basically that those plants are too strong for the pests. Okay. Wow. So that just will make you think. Yeah. And it could be just as simple as, like you said, it's just not good for the pests, but it's okay for humans. But I'm gonna go look and see. I'm gonna go look and see. Cause this sugar thing, yeah, has got a hold on me, and I busted wide open with the knowledge and things about it and found out some things that that was taught and instilled in us that just wasn't right, that is not right. And so, yeah, I would be curious to know. I'm definitely going to be doing some more research on that. Okay, so I think that might have been all I wanted to share as far as companion planning. Share that. And this is just one chart. There are a lot of charts that shows you a whole bunch of different information. This particular chart is coming from GardenTowerProject.com. You can check that out. You can do a simple search as easy as going into Google and saying companion planting, and then find the image of a chart that shows what's good to plant next to your plant and what's a bad companion. It's as simple as that. So that part I wanted to share with you guys. I also wanted to share some additional information, but I wanted to share videos. I am not sure how good the videos are going to show on here. So I was going to try one because last time I did videos, thank you, LP. Last time I did videos, they were really choppy. I don't know if it had something to do with the internet that I was on, or hey, Jamia, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Jamia. So I don't know if it had something to do with the internet I was on, or the area I was in, or the software that I was using. So I know for a fact that the internet that I'm currently on is a good internet. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to try and share a video before we go. If it works, it works. If it don't, then what I'll just have to do is do the lives separately, because I know what softwares do work when I share my videos, and those softwares that I use to share videos on YouTube do not work for TikTok. And so I would just have to do that separately. But you guys on YouTube have already seen the videos that I'm wanting to share with the TikTokers. So I'll probably just do a separate live if it doesn't work today and show the TikTokers, because we've already discussed it on YouTube. It'll just be a refresher for you guys. We've discussed it in the Garden Gumbo conversations a time before. So LP says, I'm testing out the garlic. Hold up. I'm testing out the garlic is bad for peas theory because I have garlic everywhere. They say it stunts the peas. So far, the peas are fine. Yeah. And I know too, Miss Linda has garlic. The New Orleans gardener has garlic and onions all over her garden. And, you know, it was saying that about the brassicas, putting onions and garlic next to your brassicas, that is a bad companion. But, I mean, well, especially for the, what is it, the cabbage? Yeah, the cabbage. So, and your beans, but we'll see. We'll see. And like I said, everything is not set in stone. This is just probably something that they their experience, but not necessarily that your experience is my experience. And then it's a whole bunch of other factors that you have to factor into that, outside factors. Your soil, your fertilizer. I'm pretty sure whoever made this chart is not using was not using 511 when they came up with this. They probably was doing some type of fertilizer, but I'm pretty sure things have evolved, and we do a whole lot of in this community on YouTube. I know we do a whole lot of, and TikTok as well. We do a whole lot of things um different than other people, because we always, a lot of us go back and we reach back to what our ancestors have done, and we're starting to incorporate that into our gardens instead of just going off of what a book has said or what an almanac has said or what, Google is telling us. We going off of, well, mama them did this and this worked for them and mama them lived here. So yeah, I can appreciate you guys sharing your information and your experiences that you guys are having when you are gardening, because it helps a lot. Even though we do our research, I mean, things are not set in stone. That's just what somebody is sharing with you, their experience, and sharing with you what they think. But that's not always all the time true. So let me try and share this video. Let's see if I can get it to share and if it'll play clearly. What was it on? Oh. But I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you're enjoying the information that we have thus far. Let's see. Trying to do that. Where are my... Maybe I need to go to dashboard and go to... Oh, the more is right here. I couldn't see it. Go to my saved. There we go. Now we cooking with grease. I had to find out where my saved stuff was. Okay. So let me try and share. Try and share this. Okay, let me make sure I can hear it. 2 apples. I'm gonna have to switch some sound to make sure it doesn't echo. Okay, let me share. And you guys let me know.
Is please do not get a CT scan if you do not need one, and make sure you eat 2 apples a day so you don't have to see my smiling face.
I knew you were going to talk about that today. The girls have apples in their lunch.
There you go. All right, but we're talk about that, the CT scan and work. I want people talking about that.
That's an important one for sure. You want to talk about apples because they're saying that. Let's talk about something positive.
Yeah, so something positive, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That comes from something that's actually very real. We've looked at several studies, and one of them actually came out of the Journal of Food Science. And what this shows that if you ate 2 apples in a day for 8 weeks, right? And that's not drinking apple juice, folks, because we talked about that from Leah. Not apple juice. It's not drinking apple juice. It is eating apples. They have polyphenols in them, which increase your insulin sensitivity, decrease your risk of diabetes, inflammation, and protects against lung, breast, colorectal cancer, decreases your bad cholesterol, and increases your fiber, folks. So the take-home message for today is please do not get a CT scan if you do not need one, and make sure you eat 2 apples a day so you don't have to see my smiling face.
I knew you were going to talk about that today. The girls have apples in their lunch.
There you go. All right, but we're talking about...
Okay, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see the video. Let me see comments. Denzel says, love that name. TikTokers. Hey, Lynette, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Having a great day. Nikki says, great information. Thank you, Nikki. in the bushes. Hello to anyone that she missed. Okay, thank you, LP, for coming in. I appreciate you. She says, thank you for sharing. Take care, everyone. Be safe, everyone in Michigan. Oh, they got storms coming y'all way. Y'all be careful. Lynette says, what was up on the screen? About planting, it looked interesting. So we were talking about companion planting, what you can plant, what is a good companion planting next to stuff to your plants, and what is not good plants, not good companion planting. So that's what we were talking about. So did you guys on YouTube hear the video about that I just played? Let me know if it was choppy or were you guys able to understand it? I'm gonna play it one more time and you guys let me know. And okay, 2 apples a day, and that's no problem. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing that if you guys heard it, then I'm sure they heard it on TikTok. I'm gonna play it one more time.
That the CT scan and work. I want people talking about that.
That's an important one for sure. You want to talk about apples because they're saying that. Let's talk about something positive
so
here.
something positive, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That comes from something that's actually very real. We've looked at several studies, and one of them actually came out of the Journal of Food Science. And what this shows that if you ate 2 apples in a day for 8 weeks, right? And that's not drinking apple juice, folks, because that's already recalled. We talked about that from Leah. Not apple juice. It's not drinking apple juice. It is eating apples. They have polyphenols in them, which increase your insulin sensitivity, decrease your risk of diabetes, inflammation, and protects against lung, breast, colorectal cancer, decreases your bad cholesterol, and increases your fiber, folks. So the take-home message for today is please do not get a CT scan if you do not need one, and make sure you eat 2 apples a day so you don't have to see my smiling face.
I knew you were going to talk.
Okay, guys, thank you for letting me know it wasn't choppy. I'm glad you guys was able to see that. That means I can share a few more videos with you guys before we get out. Today is Thursday. Yes, so I have to remember because I need to make sure that I don't miss anything with somebody else that is streaming on Thursday that I just don't want to miss, that is so important. So okay, so that's one. So let me find some more videos. So that's some good information about why you need to start a garden. And I don't think, no, I haven't shared that. So that's new to you guys on YT and TikTok. I haven't shared that before. Cameron says, she said, let me get to this farmer's market and get these apples ASAP. Yes, get them apples, baby. Get them apples. Get them apples. All right, so let's see. I'm going to share this one with you guys.
Hello, everyone. I just want to make a quick little video because I need you to understand something that's out there right now that could be causing you to have dementia later on in life. All right. So how many people out there are using Advil PM, Tylenol PM, any of those types of things to go to sleep, or just using diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl, to go to sleep? All right. It's sold under many different things. All right. We have studies now that are showing that if you use Benadryl, also known as diphenhydramine, okay, and so people are just coming in. I'm going to go back real quick. Okay. So we have data now to show that if you use Benadryl, all right, the trade name Benadryl is also diphenhydramine. Those are the products that are in Tylenol PM, Advil PM, or any of these over-the-counter sleep preparations, okay? If you use any of those for, I mean, if you use it every now and then, that's okay. But if you're using these things regularly for you to be able to go to sleep at night, then you are putting yourself at risk for dementia later on in life. All right. So I need you to stop using diphenhydramine, Benadryl, or any of those over-the-counter sleep preparations. You've got to stop using those, as we know in multiple studies that this is causing dementia. All right. We know we have so many family members and all these folks talking about, people getting older and then, having this very horrible diagnosis of dementia. Okay. Please stop using them immediately and tell.
Okay, guys, I shared that. If you haven't seen that, I did share that on a post. So if you haven't seen that, I just wanted to. That doesn't have anything to do with gardening, but y'all know I'm a nurse, and so I share that information too. So if anyone out there is using that, if y'all using that Benadryl, be careful. Diphenhydramine is Benadryl, and that's the off-label name for it is diphenhydramine. You'll see the generic name diphenhydramine, also known as Benadryl. So because you'll see in like medication, yeah, Carvin, yeah, you'll see in different medications things that, say for instance, like something like Theraflu doesn't just have something just to get rid of your cough. It may have guaifenesin in it, but it also has something to get rid of your aches and pains. So it might have acetaminophen in it, but it's not going to say Tylenol, and it's not going to say what is one of those things for a cough suppressant. I can't think off the top of my head, but it's not going to say that brand name. It's going to say those names that half of us can't pronounce. It's going to say guaifenesin and acetaminophen. And then if you get like that's if you get in the store brand, it'll say that instead of saying Tylenol, you'll see acetaminophen tablets on ones that don't have a brand name. So you got to pay attention. Just because you're buying a medicine and it doesn't say the name of it is Benadryl, go check those ingredients. Remember, I always tell y'all to check your labels. That medication still may have diphenhydramine in it, because diphenhydramine is used to not only help people sleep. It's used for allergies, seasonal allergies, or any other kind of allergies you have. It's used for that. Used for itching, runny nose, things like that. So you may find that ingredient in other medications. So don't just look for Benadryl, and you have to look on that label and see if one of the ingredients is diphenhydramine. All right. Whew, I know that's a lot. All right. Oh, I think the other one I wanted to share was on my I gotta go way back. I think it was on my Facebook. Yeah, it's on my Facebook. So y'all seeing doubles now. So let me share, since those two videos work, let me share my other videos. All right. I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer, but when I got some good information, I just like to share and share and share. So let me give y'all some good things to help you live, not only just live life, but live at your most optimal level of life, right? Because you don't want to be here miserable. You want to be here healthy, right? Right. All right. All right. Let me turn the volume up on that. Make sure you guys can hear it. Let me share my screen with that one. Let me pause it. And reposition it. Oh, it's already positioned. Okay, we good. So let me get the sound.
You can sit somebody down in front of me, right? And they can tell me they diseases, and I'm talking about to the T. I can tell you what they've been eating. I can tell you what they.
That's not what I'm sharing. This is what I'm sharing.
Ginger is good because the ginger have a compound in there called gingerbane. And gingerbane is a natural digestive enzyme, so it helps you not only break down your food, but since you breaking down your food, helps you regulate your digestive system. Ginger is good for the heart, for stimulating digestive enzymes, for cleansing the blood. Ginger again is antibacterial, probiotic that makes you bring postbiotics. We always push probiotics over antibiotics, always. Ginger is good because the ginger have a compound in there called gingerbane. And gingerbane is a natural digestive enzyme, so it helps you not only break down your food, but since you breaking down your food, helps you regulate your digestive system. Ginger is good for the heart, for stimulating digestive enzymes, for cleansing the blood. Ginger again is antibacterial, probiotic that makes you bring postbiotics. We always push probiotics over antibiotics, always.
So he said a good thing at the end of this thing. In addition to him telling you how good ginger is and the benefits of ginger, telling you the benefits of ginger, go out there and grow you some ginger. You have time. This is the season to grow your herbs. So his statement that I really like, it says he always push probiotics over antibiotics. So probiotics, you want to do that, which is what ginger is. That helps your body to stimulate your body to work on its own and be healthy. That's like your preventative measure. It's giving your body what it needs to go ahead and function naturally. Whereas you're taking an antibiotic because something has already happened and you're trying to get rid of what has happened. So most of his teachings, if not all, is teaching you how to be proactive. So that's what we're trying to do. We want to be proactive about our health. That's why we're growing our gardens, doing our fruits and vegetables, watching what we eat, looking at those labels and things, right? That's what we're doing, family. That's what we're doing. Because if you ain't doing that, then what you doing? You might as well go to the store, right? You might as well go to the store. Okay, I've shared this video before with the YTs, but reiteration.
Dr. Morris says that's an amorphous product that's a face. Do you think that is?
Grapes, grapefruit, any type of citric fruit, anything that's very, very pulling. Even though grapes taste sweet, they are astringent. These are very astringent properties inside the grapes. So yeah, and grapes is full of tannins. And if you look at the chemical tannin compound, not only do it increase circulation and thins out the blood, but it's a puller and a detoxifier as well. So I agree with Dr. Morris on this.
Dr. Morris says that's an amorphous product that's a face. Do you think that is?
Grapes, grapefruit, any type of citric fruit, anything that's very, very pulling. Even though grapes taste sweet, they are astringent. These are very astringent properties inside the grapes. So yeah, and grapes is full of tannins. And if you look at the chemical tannin compound, not only do it increase circulation and thins out the blood, but it's a puller and a detoxifier as well. So I agree with Dr. Morris on this.
Dr.
Okay, Lynette, you are so welcome, honey. You are so welcome. She says, what is his name? That is Dr. Yaki. Y-A-K-H-I, Dr. Yaki. His whole thing is health and wellness natural. And if I'm not mistaken, I know he has a clinic. I think his clinic is in shoot, don't make me lie. He has a clinic, but I can't remember where it is. I cannot remember. Yes. Carmen has typed his name, Dr. Yaki Awaken. That is him. And he has some great information. Like a lot of videos that I shared on YT were from him, from his teachings. He has a lot of great information. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the next thing. It's celery season, so
Celery is what you need for sodium. You need sodium. You cannot survive without sodium. We are saltwater creatures. We have salt in our blood, salt in our veins. We have salt in our lymphatic system. We have a bunch of salt and potassium ratios inside of each of 150 trillion cells that make up our body. Salt for the electrical system, you need salt for your nerves, and you need salt to help bring in water. So without salt, you have no hydration. The body does not need minerals. The body takes those minerals, combine them into mineral salts, and then those mineral salts is how you get all of your responses and electrical reactions from the electrolytes. You get a bunch of inorganic mineral salts from celery, and celery is known to lower blood pressure. So now you have to ask yourself the question: if sodium heightens or increases hypertension, but if you do a celery juice fast, it lowers your blood pressure. We've been taking in the wrong salt, and these are iodized salt that have been made and been compromised by the big food industry. When you do natural salt that's already naturally accumulated in the food, it actually does the body good. Remember, salt draws water in. So if you want to hydrate, salt. Celery is what you need for sodium. You need sodium. You cannot.
Want to hydrate? It's that season. If you haven't dropped the celery seeds, drop them. Drop them. If you have not done so, it's not too late. Drop them. Or I don't like to advertise for stores, but you can. If that's your option, then you can. Let's learn about cayenne. It's the season. You can grow some cayenne.
Cayenne pepper is the best cardiovascular fruit to mankind. Literally a teaspoon of cayenne pepper a day keep cardiac arrest away. Make sure that you're getting your cayenne peppers in. I love it. It's good. It's a blood purifier. It thins out the blood, increases blood circulation. It's good for libido. It's good to rebuild your gut microbiome. Good for the heart. Good for the kidneys. People that have heart issues, they put them on aspirin, or if you feel like you're having an onset of cardiac arrest coming on, they tell you to take aspirin minutes before. Same thing with cayenne pepper.
It is.
Way
It's
faster.
so effective. It is natural.
It's a fat burner too.
Yeah.
Ginger as well. These things burn fat naturally as well. And that's why it's good to do them in the rising before you start your daily activities and before you start eating. That way you already get your body into a metabolytic fat burning mode.
You know what, for a bit there, I was having a lot of cayenne pepper in my diet, and then I did a vitamin drip, and then they put a Band-Aid after, and then when they took it off, my arm was bleeding, like how somebody I know who's on blood thinners, he was like, "Are you on blood thinners?" I was like, "No, I just been having a lot of cayenne
That's
lately."
natural anticoagulants in it. What they call tannins. Yep.
It's awesome. Okay.
Cayenne pepper.
So I'm glad they said that. So those of you who are thinking about doing these natural things and eating these natural foods, you want to keep in mind, if you are taking medication, make sure you consult with your primary healthcare provider and let them know what you are doing. Look, Cena, as I grow on TikTok, says that guy right there is the truth. I know you know. She said he is the truth. Man, when I tell you he blew my mind and helped me on my journey so much, you guys, oh my God, Dr. Yaki, he has some good information. So consult with your healthcare provider before you do anything, make any changes, or take anything in conjunction with your medication. Because if you're on a blood thinner and then you're trying to take cayenne pepper, that could put you at risk that you don't want to take. That's a double increase of your bleeding. I can't even talk. Bleeding. You don't want to do that. You don't want to take that. Or if you're taking taking blood thinners, you do not need to be taking cayenne and blood thinners. So you need to discuss that with your healthcare provider. Be careful with these foods because the foods are medicine. Let me repeat that. The foods are medicine. So be careful with these things. Do your research and find out what these foods that you're eating do to your body. because you have to know that you go to the doctor and you have an issue telling him that I have headaches all the time. I don't know why I'm having headaches or whatever. And you kind of come to find out he don't know what you're doing and he don't know what's in your diet, but all he's going to give you, he's not going to assess your diet based off of you're eating something for medication. Eating something, for medication. He's going to assess what you tell him by that symptom. You got a headache? Okay, let me see. We're going to run your check your blood pressure and see if you have high blood pressure. We want to monitor your blood pressure for however many months and see if it's high and all of that. He's not going to run any tests to see what's in your diet or to find out what's in your diet. No, he's going to give you a medication to treat that symptom and not the problem. He's going to give you a medication like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, just to get rid of that headache instead of trying to find out, well, why is she having this headache? Headaches are caused because there is a dilation of the blood vessels. That means your blood vessels are increasing in your brain. They're increasing in size, and you only have so much space in your brain, right? And so when something increases in size, that's causing you pressure and that's causing you pain. Something is causing that to happen. And instead of him trying to find out what's causing that, most doctors are treating your symptom. So that's why you have to be your own advocate and pay attention to what you're eating. And if you're eating it for nutritional purpose, if you're eating for disease purposes, you gotta pay attention to all of that. Because you don't want to end up, you could literally off yourself or unalive yourself if you are not careful. So I want to stress that, you guys, be very careful. Make sure you're communicating with your healthcare provider before you make any changes. All right. So let's see what he has to say about pumpkin seeds.
And the reason why I love pumpkin seeds is because every essential mineral that you need, essential meaning that you have to get it from a food source. It's not really available in the body. You have to get it outside the body, so they call them trace minerals. Pumpkin seeds have every last one of your trace minerals. We probably eat about 2 big old handfuls of pumpkin seeds a day. And the reason why I love pumpkin seeds is because every essential mineral.
So pumpkin seeds has every trace mineral that your body needs. If you are a vegan person, this will be a good option to get your trace minerals from if you don't want to get it from another food source. Pumpkin seeds will be a good source for you to get your trace minerals. Good tidbit information. Now, it's not pumpkin seed season time, but just put that in the back of your head so that when the fall comes, you have a reason to drop pumpkins, right? Because you want to harvest them seeds. Don't throw them seeds away. You can eat them seeds. Harvest them seeds, save some to grow some more pumpkin, and then bake the rest and eat you some pumpkin seeds, just like you eat sunflower seeds. Right? Right. All right. So let's see. We're going to stick to gardening. I'm not going to give y'all too much other stuff because I'm trying to stick to the gardening for y'all. Let me see. Let me get down. It's something else that I wanted to share. It's a ways down. I'm gonna share something about with Dr. Barbara O'Neill if I can find anything on her. Okay, I'm gonna share this with you. Try to share different people instead of just the yak.
Avoid these 3 drinks because they can make your skin look older. Number 3 was a real surprise to me because people actually abuse it. Drink number 1, there's been some debate about it. Alcohol, previously thought to be really healthy for your heart, actually reduces stress in the short term but increases it in the long term. Alcohol dehydrates the body, thereby dehydrating the skin and making it look older. Alcohol also ages the brain and body. is harmful to the gut, impairs the gut-brain connection and disrupts sleep. Drink number 2 to avoid. This one's an obvious one. It's soda. Why does soda age your skin? Soda contains a lot of sugar and no fibre, which spikes your glucose levels and inflammation, primary causes of aging skin. And don't get me started on diet soda. It's even worse for you. Number 3, that can age your skin. Now, this one was a surprise to me because many people use it every day. It's great for your brain and gut bacteria with all kinds of health benefits. It's coffee. Now, why is coffee damaging to the skin? Caffeine is a diuretic. That means it dehydrates you. So caffeine can dehydrate the body and skin and make you look older. Avoid these 3 drinks.
Nigga said, wait a minute, lady. Don't be talking about my coffee. Lynette says she need a BYM tablet. Uh-oh. Girl. Look. I'm trying not to bust y'all bubble too much. Y'all on the YT side already know how I get down. But over here on the, some of y'all that's watching me on the, Cena over here already know how I get down on TikTok. But the rest of y'all that's watching me on TikTok, y'all, you know. I should say, wait, not coffee. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Coffee. That's the first drink that most of us drink. When we call breakfast, that's the first thing that we drink, and we don't know that it's aging. Yes, Carmen, I know, and I indulge too. I indulge. Yeah, I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. Yes. So yeah, it's yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I mean, if we want to be at our most optimal self when we going through these things, when we going through life, is some changes we'll have to make. You know, just a few changes we'll have to make. But we're gonna be all right. Yeah, Nikki, and look, she said I love Coca-Cola Zero. And even with that, I'm gonna just play the video because you know zero supposed to mean no sugar or whatever. Yeah, it don't have sugar. I hate to say it because I love you, but I gotta say it because I love you. It got sugar in it, and the kind of sugar in it is the worst kind of sugar that's in there. Carmen say, I know. I just thought, I know, Carmen. Look, we indulge. We indulge. Yep. Nikki said, I can't have nothing. I just can't have nothing. Yep. It's just, I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But it's really, you really making a decision between living healthy and living unhealthy. You just got to pick. If you want to be alive and in aches and pains, then do what you want. But if you want to be alive and healthy and live long, then you have to make these changes. And that's what my mindset is changing to. I made some changes. I still got a long ways to go. And then we're not perfect. So you're not going to always hit the mark all the time. But do your best is all I'm going to say. Do what you can do. Don't just sit back and not do nothing. And be like, man, I can't, everything got, it got sugar in it. I mean, you got to do something. You can't just do nothing. Right? You can't just sit back and let somebody make the decision for you and decide how long you're going to live and let somebody else decide the quality of life that you're going to live while you're here. Now, we can't control everything. You can't control the air that you breathe. You can't control them flying over your house and spraying stuff in the air, and it's getting on your plants and your in your soil, and you can't control that. But you can eliminate it by doing what you can control. Yes, they may be spraying stuff in the air, and we may end up breathing in or ingesting some toxins or heavy metals and things. But if you are doing what you're supposed to do on your part, which means you are eliminating the sugar and you are eliminating these additional things in your diet, and turning those labels around, your body is operating at its most efficient level. So when you do encounter things that are beyond your control, your body will be at the level to where it could process it and go ahead and get rid of it. But if your body is already a broke down truck, you already putting down the road, it ain't gonna be able, it's gonna take a long time for it to process that stuff, and the longer it stays in your system, the more damage it does. So that's why I tell you, don't get discouraged about, even if I change this, it's still they doing all this to the air and the environment, they putting all this in the food. Do what you can, get your body to tip-top shape, so when you do encounter those situations that you have no control over, your body will react the way that it's supposed to react. But when we fall into the problem is we don't do nothing, or we just trusting them blindly. And so when something happens, our body cannot function the way that it's supposed to function. Nigga say, don't show me. Oh, she said, don't show me. I'm gonna have to show you. I gotta show you, Nikki, because if I don't love you, then look, the net just hit the nail on the head. If I don't love you, Nikki, then I wouldn't show you. So I'm finna show you. Let me see. Is it on? I gotta show you. I got to tell you. I'm getting hungry myself. Okay, so let me show this. And I had skipped over that video. I was like, I'm not gonna tell them about this. So back to the sodas or pop or whatever you call it, the 01s, and they be saying they don't have. She said, love me next week. She said, Carmen said she need an AA meeting for coffee. Yep. You ain't the only one. Did I see Howie come in here? Howie, how are you? It's good to see you. He said, I know a lady that's 84 years old and never eat any sugar of any kind, grows her own food and never eats out. My lady friend gets me to catch her fish and she looks 40 years old. Wow. Golly, look, Howie telling y'all. He telling y'all it works. It works. How are you doing, Howie? It's good to see you. Okay, so let me share with y'all this this thing here about sugar. So I'm just gonna tell you, Nikki, they say it don't have sugar, but it do. You already know they use those different names under it. And then one of the added sugars they have is this one right here. This one right here. Oh, I got it on mute. Hold on.
Splenda, also known as sucralose.
Started from the beginning, so y'all can hear it from the top.
When we start talking about this drug, well, actually people think of it as a drug, but it is a sweetener called Splenda, also known as sucralose, right? Splenda is something that we use. It's 600 times sweeter than regular table sugar, all right, 600 times sweeter. But in 2023, the World Health Organization came out to say that it causes all types of issues: metabolic dysfunction, cancer, diabetes, weight gain, cardiovascular diseases. We know all that. But a study very recently just came out to say that it doesn't even change the way that you decrease your hunger. What does that mean? That means that you're taking a sugar sweetener so that you don't eat so much sugar, but what it's doing is actually making you hungrier, right? So not only is it hurting you as far as your health, but it's not doing what you want it to do. All right, it disrupts your hypothalamus in your brain, which makes you hungrier, folks. So please, we need to decrease the sucralose, which is Splenda. Decrease the Splenda, if not just take it away 100%. Is when we start talking about.
So there you go. Turn around that Coke Zero. Although it's saying there's no sugar in it, but it got a sugar substitute, or it has another name for sugar in it. And 9 times out of 10, most of them, they've been stressing that we pick Splenda. Probably sugar have more. I'm sorry, Carmen. I'm sorry. I love you, though. I love you. So those things, yeah, they've been pushing that for years, especially to diabetics. Can you imagine the doctor telling you use the sugar sweeteners instead of sugars? Diabetics. This is causing your blood sugar to go higher than it was when you was eating regular sugar. So yeah, it's just, that's why I say we have to grow our own. If you can't grow your own, support somebody that is growing it. You could buy from them, go to your local farmers market, because you cannot leave your life and the quality of your life in the hands of somebody else. You can't allow them to make those decisions for you, because they are not making the right decisions. They are not. And it's literally causing you your life. Carmen! It is literally causing us our life. Okay? And let's see. So let me close that tab. So I want to share with y'all. Now that was I share with y'all Dr. Barbara O'Neill. We're going to look at what Aries Lathan, Dr. Lathan, he is from the islands. Let's see what he's telling you.
Papaya seeds are very important. You want to eat the papaya seeds and swallow them whole to remove parasites from the body. Don't crush them, don't bite them. They're magnets, and they attach themselves to parasite and brings them right out. But if you crush it, it loses its magnetism. So just swallow them whole. Now, papaya seeds are very...
Okay. I see you, Carmen. So he was telling you papaya seeds, don't throw them papaya seeds away. If you know anybody, if you have followed anybody on YouTube, those of you who are on YouTube, you know, my Renaissance grandma, she grounds her papaya seeds up and incorporate them in her food. So papaya seeds help you to get rid of parasites. So we all know that sometimes in the food that we eat, especially the meats that we eat, is parasites in it. And in order for you to get rid of them, papaya seeds is one of the natural ways you can use. Yes. So who is that? She says agave. So agave is one of those things as well. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's just like there is a dang, what is the name of that plant? Oh yeah, it's the stevia plant too. So the agave plant and the stevia plant. Now you can use those if you're using the actual plant. not nothing that's processed, not agave out of the store. If you're going to grow an agave plant and use agave, and if you're going to grow a stevia plant and use the stevia leaves, then that's definitely a healthier option. Or honey, if you're looking for sweeteners. Those are definitely healthier options. So, Food Forest Permaculture says sugar feeds the bad microbes like mold, yeast, and fungus. Fake sugar is worse than sugar, definitely. If you have a sweet tooth, he says, eat you some grapes, dates, figs, apples, blueberries, cherries, bananas, and watermelons. Great advice, Howie. Thank you so much. Great advice. Advice. Yeah. And Nikki says she grew stevia. Yep. So those are your options. So it's not like you want to do the natural sugar. You don't want to do the, like Howie says, the fake sugar. And I was thinking too, like when we make like those cobblers and things, we use a ton of sugar. Instead of using that sugar, I made when I first started my no sugar lifestyle change, I made an apple crisp, and I used only the apples, and I used honey to sweeten it. Now, when I baked the apples gave off its own juice and things, and then I still added some honey into it to make it, we like sweet. So I added some honey to it to make it a little bit sweeter. And you talking about good, not good with a D, but good with a T. You talking about good. Thank you. The two plants. Yeah, those two plants, stevia and agave. Those are good. So that's the papaya seeds. So don't throw your papaya seeds away. Let's see if I can find one more video for y'all, and then I'm gonna let y'all go, because I know I probably just done blowed y'all mind a little bit, because I got a whole lot of information that I can share with y'all. But I'm not gonna blow y'all mind too much, but I do have to, I got to get this information out, especially y'all on YT are ahead of the game. Those that are on TikTok, they just getting it. Y'all just getting into it. Let me see. I got to go down, way down in the barracks to where we did a garden conversation on. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna end this with Dr. Sebi. All right, because it's growing season, and this could be controversial, but I'm sharing it. All right, hold up. I gotta unmute him. Hold on, Dr. Sebi, you muted. Now, information that I'm sharing is for informational purposes only. Informational and educational purposes only. She say, Butter, you go too far now. Let's see. I'm sorry. Netta say, walking through the garden and absorbing all this knowledge you've given us. Thank you. You're welcome, Netta. No, I love y'all. I want to see y'all best, healthy, and sexy selves. Oh, sorry. Howie says, sugar is one molecule different from opioids and cocaine. Just think about that. Like, wow. Like, really? How closely related it is. So you can just imagine the effects. Did I turn Dr. Sebi up? Let me see. I think I did. Yep, I turned him up. All right. This is going to ruffle some feathers, but it's all good.
Now, I have embarked on organic, electric agriculture. And what is that? Well, what I'm going to do, if you plant a tomato plant or an okra plant or cucumber or broccoli, these plants are artificial plants. They cannot send their root into the soil and extract from the soil the minerals, because they're hybrid. They are non-electrical. They only could use the sun rays and the wind, water. They cannot convert the minerals from the soil into a food. That could only be done by a natural plant that is non-starch. That process is called, the conversion is called iontrophoresis, according to Edward Schultz. Iontrophoresis is the process in which you convert from a solid to a liquid. That could only be done by a natural plant. But since an okra is artificial, so are tomatoes and cucumbers and broccoli, what I'm going to do, knowing that they have the ability to absorb water, to digest water, then I'm going to boil the natural plants, which are electrical, and feed them that and electrify that plant.
So what are natural plants? What are natural vegetables?
All natural vegetables are those that you find in the forest. I know some from Africa, the cancansa, the marula, the judia, the popa, the sia. In Honduras, I know the guaco, the contribo, the ove grande, the sarsaparilla, and many more. So I know plants from all over the world because I travel. So what I'm going to do is boil them, remove the energy, which is electrical, and feed that to your natural plants, because they do have the ability to suck up moisture, and there you electrify the plant. I've done it already.
Say electrical, how does that come in with our understanding? Are we electrical people? If I want to change, and many people out here want to change how they're living against nature and becoming balanced with nature, what would we do?
Electric food, you ask if we are electrical. If we were not electrical, if we weren't electrical, we would not be able to move. Just by the movement of our heart, the palpitation of the heart, which is 6,000 pounds per square inch pressure. It's pushing again. What moves the heart? There could be no movement unless that movement is electrical. So the food should be electrical, which is nutrition. Food we all eat. You know what is food? McDonald's, some Cheerios, that's food. And some rice and beans, that's food. But nutrition is electrical, and there's a difference.
So what is a whole food? What would you say a food that includes all the minerals that we need in one?
Everything that is natural.
Something.
Okay, right now, we eat quinoa as a grain, teff as a grain, amaranth as a grain, also the other one which is the spelt as a grain. These are grains. The African have a grain that is natural, and a very good one. The Dogons used to eat it. A Frenchman wrote about it. Fonio. Fonio is good. Fonio is natural, non-starch.
What does fonio look like?
Fonio is a small little grain that looks like quinoa. We had some with the president of Guinea.
Is it white?
Is it white? The secretary to the president,
It's white, the grain?
It's white. And it's very good. So now, that's the grain, because we like grains, right? We like to feel full.
And then the vegetables.
And the vegetable now, you could eat any of the leafy green vegetables. They aren't going to nourish you. The only one going to nourish you that is green is lamb's quarters and dandelion. The Texas mustard and the colored greens and all that stuff doesn't have any nourishment because they were all made. Now, you could eat them. They would not offer as much injury to you as would do garlic or anything like potatoes, which is starch. In the meat part, you could select from the mushrooms. You could eat portobello mushrooms. You could also eat the oyster mushrooms. And you could eat the chow as meat.
But excuse me, don't they say mushrooms is a fungus?
Well, that's what they say. A fungus is something that eats away on you and on things. Mushroom does not eat away on anything. Mushrooms are the product of the mycelium network. They come to the earth and they are very alkaline. Below 7 on the pH scale is acid, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the lower you go on the scale, the more acid the substance. Garlic is 3.3. Cow milk is 6. At least cow milk is not as bad as garlic. And everybody thinks that garlic is a cure for the body. Now, if you go above 7, 8, 9, 10 to 14, that's alkali. Now we are talking about...
What things are we talking about when we say alkali?
Alkali means electric food. Anything that is alkali is non-starch. It's electrical.
Can we say mic drop? But not really. So I'm just gonna say this, and this where I'm gonna say this, and this is where I'm gonna leave it at. And I think I heard Nikki say this before too. If you look at the definitions of, hybrids and what's the other word he used? Natural, man-made, all of that will throw you into it will send you down a rabbit hole. If you look at hybrids, everything basically that we eat is a hybrid, right? It's not in its original form. And that's because it adapts, just like us as human beings. You adapt, or things change to you, or the makeup of humans change because of your environment. And so that's what happens with the plants and the vegetables. They change. It's called evolution. You evolved. You've heard of the thing, survival of the fittest. If you don't adapt to your environment, then you would no longer exist. If you look at any species that ever exists in this realm, if it did not adapt to the environment, it would have perished. And things that did adapt, as you go on and do your research and see that it changed as time went on, it adapted for survival. So this is just my thinking, and this is just my opinion. There are vegetables and fruits and things that we eat that are always going to be hybrid, or always going to be, they're not going to be heirloom because it's not the original. How can it be the original? That's like Nikki was saying before, like she said in the chat, I'm a hybrid. You are not your original. You are a copy or a version of your mama and daddy. Your mom and daddy are hybrids. They are a copy or a version of their parents. And if you go on back and back and back, they've all created different versions, replications. And through those years, the human body is made up differently. If you do some research with human physiology, there are some things about our genetic makeup, our physical makeup and genetic makeup as human beings that have changed from thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, that was a part of our genetic and physical makeup that we don't have now. Like the number of teeth that we had back then and the shape of the teeth are not the same as the ones that we have right now. That's because we had to adapt. Back then, they probably didn't eat as much meat as we eat now because they had other things that were readily available and they were more plentiful. So they didn't do that, or for whatever reason, they didn't eat it. But we had to adapt. And the stature and the size of the human beings have changed. The size and the weight of our bones have changed. Back then, they had to do a whole lot of physical labor, where we are in the lazy stage. And so, hence, our bones and muscles and our physical makeup is totally different. So I said that compare that to the fruits and the vegetables that we grow. They have evolved. They have changed because their environment has changed. And so I can kind of see what Dr. Sebi is saying, how you need to eat things that weren't man-made. That I would agree with. You don't want to eat anything that was adapted by man, like things that were changed because of man. But if it was naturally changed, then yes, eat that. If that plant is a hybrid because the plant naturally adapted itself, then that's fine. But you don't want to eat nothing that's GMO. But a natural hybrid is good and contains the nutrient value that you need. So that's just my opinion with the Dr. Sebi situation. But a lot of people do agree with him saying that there are a lot of hybrids that we shouldn't be eating. And if we do that, some of those things that he's telling us to eat don't exist anymore. Even if somebody come and tell you that this is an heirloom seed and this is what they grew back then, that's not the same vegetable that they had. That's not the same fruit. It's still a hybrid, right? It's still a version of what they had. It's not the exact same thing. So, but I do want to stress, you don't want to eat GMO. You don't want to eat genetically modified things that was genetically modified at the hands of human beings. Now, if something was if something was changed naturally by that plant, then yes, I would say that you would eat it. But we don't want to do nothing that was done in the lab, or something that was added to a characteristic that was added to a plant or a vegetable to make it more healthy or more sustainable, help it to, like, there are vegetables that scientists have developed so that when they grow, they can withstand the heats, the triple digit heats, or there's a characteristic about that fruit or vegetable that'll deter the pests from coming in, from eating it. It'll give off this certain aroma that'll make the pests not want to eat it. But what they are not telling you is those changes that they made, the effects that it's going to have on humans for consuming it. So that's why I stress you don't want to eat anything that was GMO or man-made, man-modified. Okay? So with that being said, I thank y'all for being here with me today. Thank you guys on the TikTok machine for clicking that like button and being in here and sharing your experiences and keeping me company, as well as you guys here on YouTube. Thank you guys for clicking that like button and commenting back and forth with me. We must do this again. We'll get together again. I don't know when. I don't have a set schedule, but I'm trying to get this information out to you guys as frequently as I can. With me getting my garden up, I am definitely going to be coming in, showing you guys my progress. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to get my tomatoes in the ground and drop some seeds and drop my garlic tomorrow, because I have my rose planted, but I was waiting for the soil to get a little bit harder so I can go out there with my hoe and break down some of that soil and make it a little bit more dirt-like, because right now it was big clumps. It was big, thick clumps of mud, so we had to let it dry out a little bit so I can break it down and then moisten it up and put my seeds in there. But I'll take y'all along with me sometime tomorrow. But right now, Miss Shirley is live. Miss Shirley, the OG gardener, for those of you who are on YT, and for those of you who know her on TikTok, she is live on YT. The OG gardener Miss Shirley is live, so I'll be going over there. You guys can join me over there and listening to her. Hey, Zeta Rose, she says, thank you, Bayou. And hey, everyone, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in, love. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will see you guys in these social media streets. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Bye.